Okay, this is what we're going to do is learn how to input the profile of our bucket. The profile of the bucket, all buckets are different, but they do have one thing in common the way we set it up. And this is to make a field around it. So you want the field to be a little bit big, so when you're coming up to a utility, you're always safe. You always would rather be a little big than small. So as what you'll see is we take the bucket first and we take the top pin and the end of the cutting edge of the tooth and we stand it up vertically. Plumb, basically. From that point we get all our measurements. So it's very simple. On this one we have 14 inputs. 0, 0 is our starting point. You can go this way or you can go that way. It doesn't matter. You just have to come around and close the circle. Whatever your last point is, it'll jump to the 0, 0, so it'll close the bucket. So simple enough. The red line here, left of it is negative, right of it is positive. So you can see the first 0, and you can see up here where 0.1 is -4 and +7. So how that works is you're going up and over. So over is your first answer, so you're going back from the line. And some buckets come out in front of the line. This one doesn't at all. Okay. And you could also include areas around here, anything you want. So from 0, 0 is our starting point. So point number 1 you'll enter -4 because it's 4 inches back that way. You don't need the 0.07. You could put it, but it's just way too accurate. And -7. I just round up to the nearest inch. To the big side, so -7. So point number 1 very simply is -4, 7. You enter that, you go to point number 2 on your input, which is in the bucket page, you'll see it, and you'll put in number 2. This one is it's simple graft. You want to write all these down first so you can just put them in and then they stay in the machine. -5 point, nope, just -5 because it rounded down. That made it shorter, a little safer at the distance of the bucket. You can be as accurate as you want, but always make the field a little big. And -22, or +22, excuse me, so it's 22 inches, it's 22 and a half almost, so we're at 22. Then we put in our next input, 3, and we just keep continuing. And you can see how each one of our points, number that's all the way to 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 is our last one. I don't have the measurements on here, but it's as simple as taking a tape measure, and in real life your bucket's in the air, and you know what plumb is here, so you can pull your string down, whatever, so you can measure off it, and the ground is your other plumb line. So you'll measure from your string over to the point, and then from the ground up, and that gives you each point. Always want to be a little bigger than what the bucket is. I don't put the ears in on mine because this part of the bucket sticks out, so this is a 4-foot wide bucket. I could actually go under the utility or something if I needed to on the side, or no. But you could go around here like this, so it looks like that. It's whatever you're comfortable with. I went around the hook here because I don't want to hit the hook on a utility. That's about the simplicity of it. I think there's up to 20 inputs. It just depends. We've got plenty. This is I put a lot of inputs on this bucket to make it look just like it. I like that. Don't forget you can also put in your jackhammers, you can put in your compactors, any machines you got, any fitting, this can go to any design you want. Just always remember from your front pin that tilts, this is a quick coupler, would be the quick coupler, whatever is the rotating point, down to your cutting edge has to be plumb. From there you're measuring your points. Very simple to put in your buckets, very easy, and if you do something wrong, you'll see it, and you'll know which lines to change. It's pretty self-explanatory. To add a bucket X-ray, let's say we want to use this bucket right here. Hit on there, it's the Cabelco 42-inch bucket. You can see it out there. So all we do is hit menu, and we just right-click on through all our settings, which are already there, until we get to point. And right now it's at 0.8. If you go in here, you can see the points already in here. Basically 0, 0 is reference where you started the tooth, and you just go to 1 and you input reach and depth, 2, and just go on through. You can see all the old numbers are in there. So that's basically how you do it, and then you've got in there for X-ray. Trencher fang bucket, 6-inch pipe, almost touch it, you can see how far away. Coolest thing is with this system, put right over the top. Look at that. 0, I just about touching. You can see it out there, just about touching it. Looks just like the fang. You can zoom in, get real close, make that 6-inch pipe bigger. You can zoom out, pushing the zoom out button. So you can see where we're going. So you can see the whole fang if you want. Digging real deep. Very cool machine. Great. Now I'm touching the ground out there. I go down inches, about 0, touching the ground. I go down, well, that's negative. Oops, I went down the ground too hard. There you go, 0, it's on the ground. Pretty cool, man. One inch away, you can see the corner of it, right at the high part of the bell, 1 inch away. As you turn it, oops, bumped it. Now if I touch it, you'll see a flash. Boom, just touched it. See where it is, right on the thing. What angle it is, it gives your compactor every bit of a chance of what you need. So you can compact in areas you can't see and get as close as you want. That's 1 inch away.